far we can settle. 22nd of this year. You would know that week.
The billboard? That's fine. Sure, and I think it's good. All right. I call to order the Torch Lake Township regular board meeting of December 17th, 2024 at 7 a.m. Sharon, will you lead us in the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, before I get started, I'd like to welcome our newest members, Mary Merchant as our clerk, Andy Graves as our new trustee, and our two sitting individuals, our treasurer, Sharon, who is undefeated over 3 or 4 centuries. And then we have Jason, who is the lively bug of the group. So glad to have you guys here. And Sharon, thank you for the Christmas tree.
You're
done
welcome.
another wonderful job. Appreciate that work you do.
Kristen's offered to help me next year.
Oh, good. All right, board, when speaking, please move close to your microphone to ensure you are heard clearly for the YouTube streaming. And I request that citizens who speak to adjust the height and stand close to the microphone. Rita has been on my case, so I am going to be very careful about how close I am to the microphone. There will be 2 opportunities for citizen comments. I will be requesting individuals stay within the 4 minutes in both citizen comment sections. Would appreciate everyone keeping their points concise. I would request that comments are made respectfully to the board. We are here to discuss the township's business. Citizen comments should pertain to specific issues, concerns, or policies they would like to bring to the board's attention. The documents on the website are aligned to the items on the agenda. These are draft documents to provide background information only. To be clear, motions are drafted to help the board more quickly get to the final wording and vote on the respective motions. The final motion may look different to reflect the actual action taken by the board. So moving forward, we have 1 set of minutes to approve. Are there any changes to the minutes of the regular board meeting of November 12th, 2024? Sharon.
I have one change under D, agenda for board action, number 1, new business. The motion reads, motion by Schultz to second and to approve the agreement for collections of the 2025 summer collections. It should say after the approve the Central Lake Public Schools agreement. There's no specific school in there. We have 2 schools, so we need to clarify that. So behind the approve the, add Central Lake Public Schools.
All right.
That's the only correction that I have.
I had none. Jason, anything? Other board members, nothing? All right. Well, then I will make the motion to approve the November 12th, 2024 regular board meeting minutes with changes.
I'll second that.
Thank you. It is moved and seconded to approve the regular board meeting of November 12th, 2024 regular board meeting with changes. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next one. Next item is correspondence and announcements. Mary, anything to report?
Nothing to report.
All right, thank you. Next item is the approval of the agenda. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Sharon?
I have a change. I need to add a motion in there regarding Alden State Bank's, the credit card company. So
So we'll make that number,
9,
well, it would be number 10, the agenda. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, number 9 on the agenda.
okay? So if we can just add number 9 and say motion for Alden State Bank Township credit card.
All right. And I have one change. Item number 4, we will remove that. I was unable to get all the documents I needed. So we may have a special board meeting on that. We'll make a determination once I talk to Todd regarding the cemetery. So we will remove number 4.
So do we want to just move those numbers up or doesn't
Yeah.
it matter?
Well, I think we just leave the numbers as they are.
Okay,
And since it's in the agenda that way.
Okay.
And number 4 is removed. So I will make the motion, unless there's any other changes. I will make the motion that the agenda be accepted with changes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. It is moved and seconded that the agenda is accepted with changes. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next item is citizen comment. Please respect the 4 minutes. Mary, who do we have?
We have Denise Walker.
is that microphone on? Okay,
I'm here tonight to advocate for the Township Board to look into and support our township having a recreational plan. We have so many assets in our township. Most people that come to live here or visit here are because of our assets in terms of recreation. And if you look up, there is a kind of a regulated way to develop a plan that's recognized by the state. And if you look into it, the reasons to have one fit very well into what we need as we go forward with our reviewing of our
Master plan.
master plan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm just going to, you can look these up, but I just thought I would read them for you. One is to improve quality of life. It is a mechanism that will guide for decision-making. It is, when we do a recreational plan, we will have met state standards as we go forward. And this is really important. It's necessary for most grant funding to be secured. Without a recreational plan, usually they won't even look at our application. And it also is a mechanism to incorporate community input. And so I'm strongly advocating that you take this ask seriously as the Planning Commission moves forward with this. It was part of our last master plan that we're going to be reviewing, that we look into it. I think it's time for us to go forward with it.
Thank you.
thank you.
Quick question, Andy, is the recreation plan part of the master plan, or is there a separate group that we have to put together?
Well, the process of creating the recreation plan was viewed as a subset of the master plan, so hadn't made the determination whether it has to be a separate group or not.
All right.
But that is true. We can get funding and grants a lot easier if we had a plan, that's for sure.
All right. Next.
Jairus Rubing.
Good evening, everyone. I think I've mentioned before, but the county commissioners have been working on and working to create what's called an Antrim County District Court. Right now, we're part of Grand Traverse. Leelanau, Grand Traverse, and Antrim are part of one court system, and we're beginning the process to create our own. Leelanau County found out that we're doing that, and now they are also, because Grand Traverse County is about 83% of the caseload, and we're pretty small. We're, I think, I forget the numbers. Leelanau and Antrim are each like 9 and 11% or something like that. So anyways, the commissioners passed this resolution. I'm just going to read the two pertinent paragraphs to you. Resolution to create an Antrim County District Court. Whereas it is in the best interest of all counties participating in the 86th District Court to have a balanced caseload among judges, and whereas Antrim County administration of district court responsibilities would allow a reduction of cost to Antrim County taxpayers while providing the best service possible to the public, and whereas a single judge over Antrim County's probate and district court would provide better execution of justice for Antrim County families and better communication to Antrim County government. And whereas Antrim County desires a more efficient administration of justice for its people, now therefore be it resolved that your Antrim County Board of Commissioners respectfully requests that the Michigan Legislature, the Governor, and the Michigan Supreme Court take the necessary steps to create an Antrim County District Court in which the probate judge for Antrim County shall serve as its judge. So this has to go before the state government. The bill has been written. John Roth and Ken Borton are both aware because their districts both encompass part of Antrim County. And they're expecting it to be taken up by the legislature sometime in April or May. And I guess one of the things that I think it's a good idea is because right now, if someone has an operating while intoxicated or a substance use disorder and they lose their driver's license, if they want to do drug court, they have to go to Traverse City. Well, how do you get to Traverse City to do drug court if you don't have a driver's license? And Antrim County Transportation serves Antrim County addresses. So it's a real challenge for them. And we're also hopeful that if we have an Antrim County court, we will be able to have a drug court right here in Antrim County that would meet in Belair. So any citizen that needed a drug, that wanted to utilize the drug court could utilize Antrim County Transportation to get to their appointments without having to find a ride somehow. So,
Jairus, can you fill us in on the prosecuting attorney situation?
yeah, so Stacy Truesdale was the appointed. She's serving until the end of the year. And she has hired Chris Cooper to be her assistant, and he was the prosecuting attorney for Lake County. And I don't know if he's going to apply to be the full-time prosecutor. That's a decision that Judge Kevin Elsenheimer and Judge Charles Hamlin will be making. I think they're going to be making it in the next couple of weeks because they.
So is there an application process or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, it has been posted.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, they have to submit that they have been to law school, and, you know, there's various credentials that you have to supply to be a prosecutor. But yes, it was a news release.
And that's probably because Stacy won her election.
Yeah, she's going to be the judge of this new probate court, so Antrim County Court.
All right, any other questions? Thanks, Jairus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one comment. I got a text today from Sheriff Hauk. It says, I will not be able to attend the township meeting tonight. I have that crud that's going around trying to stay away from people due to the Christmas coming up. So he is under doctor care, so he cannot attend tonight's meeting.
He's got the crud.
He's got the crud, that's
All
what
right,
it says.
Very good. All right, moving on. the agenda. Next item is the consent agenda. Anyone wish to pull any of the reports?
I'd like to pull the ambulance.
Ambulance. Any others? If not, all the other reports are accepted by consent. What questions do you have on the ambulance?
If you pull the ambulance report, and I've already gone through this with Mike prior to the board meeting here, just to clarify. It's just a word smithing here. So if you look at his report, the very first item, we have another, and he's got part-time per diem. It should say we have another on-call. That's how our payroll is conducted with this type of applicant here. So we have another on-call paramedic application for your approval. So take the word part-time, but that's just a wordsmithing thing there. So I just wanted to point that out to the board when we get to the application part of it too. That's all I have.
So when we get to the motion for the new individual, you'll want to change the motion.
I
to
have
say
my
on
motion
call.
already written up to changes.
All right,
Mhm.
very good. Then I make the motion to accept the ambulance report as discussed. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Special reports. Jason, I think the planning commission was canceled for November.
Correct.
All right. Mary, FOIA update?
I have not had the pleasure yet, Bob. No FOIA.
I'm disappointed. Somebody should have filed
I
one
said
for
the
you.
word this morning when I was walking out the door on accident, and I thought, oh, I've done it, but no,
No.
it's good. We're good.
All right, very good. As far as the finance items go, as always, any questions, feel free to direct them to myself or the clerk's office. Total township funds for on a year-to-date basis, we were negative by $268,000. That was driven because the payment for the fire truck came in early. That was $351,000. We had anticipated the truck coming in December. The general fund is favorable by $51,000. 14 cost centers are under budget for $88,000. 6 cost centers are over budget for $33,000. The fire fund, as explained with the fire truck, has a negative number right now. The ambulance is unfavorable by $53,000, primarily because the budget was incorrectly put in later than, or earlier than should have been, so we'll have that corrected. The expenses are above last year, but Mike has done a good job. We are pretty much on budget so far this year. We're still in a strong cash position with $1 million for cash, and the general fund has $800,000. That completes my report. And again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact me. Moving on, we have no old business under board action. We now have 8 items for new business. All right, so the first item is approval of the 25-26 Torch Lake Township Board for the meetings. Anybody have any questions related to that schedule?
I took all the dates from my phone, so hopefully everybody verified them.
And Jason, is that hunting season again?
We're good. You did a good job this time.
Sharon did. All right, then.
Just make note of the special in the red there.
Yep.
All right, if everybody's on board, I would like to make the motion to approve the Torch Lake Township Board meeting schedule for 2025 as presented.
I'll make that second motion.
Thank you very much.
Seconded.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Mary, would you conduct a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Graves,
Agree or approve?
Mr. Merchant,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
me, yes. Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
All right, thank you, board.
Oh, there's a typo. Oh, never mind. It's correct.
I'd be shocked.
I looked at that bottom, it says 24, but it's a board meeting of 24, which is tonight. So never mind. We're
All
good.
right. Second item, Sharon, if you'd like to walk us through that.
Last month, we had the Central Lake School Board, or school, approve the summer school collection. I did not have the Elk Rapids School collection agreement at that time, so I have obtained it since then. And so we're going to do it together because the Northwest Education, which is the old TBA name, piggybacks off of Elk Rapids. So there's actually two for the Northwest Education Services and the Elk Rapids School. The agreement hasn't changed. They're the same as Central Lake. And it's kind of a agreement that's been in place for many, many years. So with that, if there's any questions, I can answer, but I'd like to make the motion to accept it as presented for both Elk Rapids Public Schools and the Northwest Ed Services.
All right, I'll be happy to second that. So it's been moved and seconded to approve the Elk Rapids Public School Northwest Education Services Summer Tax Collection Agreements as presented. Mary, can we have a roll call vote, please?
sure, Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Merchant,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes,
okay, 5-0. That's me too, sorry.
and I'll get your signature right after the meeting so I can get it off to them.
Yep. All right. Item number 3. You have the attached quote from Bert Thompson from the Antrim County Road Commission. This is the 4th phase of our 7-phase program to redo all of the township's roads before 2028. Some of them, as you can see from the attachment at the bottom of the motion, the estimate has come in roughly 10,000 under. There are 3 roads that will have their surface reground and then rebuilt. The other 4, the other 5, I think, let's say 2, 4, 6, 7. The other 4 are going to just have a new surface put on. As has happened in the prior years, we will borrow money from the general fund to pay for this during the summer months when they do the work. And the road fund will reimburse the general fund in December when we collect the taxes. Any questions or discussion on this?
I have
These
one
aren't
question.
cheap.
I'm sorry?
I said, these aren't cheap.
No?
Just curious, this one's coming in about 10,000 less than the original estimate. How did the other ones, I think you said this is the 4th phase?
Yeah.
How did the other phases come in?
Most of them came in on target. I think we changed 3 years ago. I think we either added one or reduced one, but the costs have been pretty close. He goes out and gets their quotes, especially on this asphalt mix that gets put on. And so they lock it down, and we benefit from the whole county doing the one deal. So there have been no surprises on the road work.
I have a comment. Sometimes when they're doing this road work, they just show up and people aren't aware of it that are living on that road or whatever. One of them is public dock road. Is that going to interfere with any of the summertime traffic down there at the park?
I talked to Bert, I think that's going to be early.
Okay. And then I think we should probably get some kind of notice on our community connection for when we go back by Michigan Trail area there, because that will affect a lot of people there. Or can we reach out to let them know when that's going to happen?
Bert has to tell me when the roads are, because they may start at our end of the county, or they may start at the northern end, and then it all depends on the weather and the
Yeah,
time.
right.
So I can ask Bert to kind of give us a heads up, and we'll put it on constant contact.
That would be great, because I've had comments before with, I didn't know you're doing it, and blah, 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 and they were caught off guard. So that would be, especially with the public docks down there.
All right,
We used to get a much greater allocated portion from the county, but that is minute nowadays compared to what we used to get. So it's kind of sad.
well, part of it's driven by the number of miles in your township. And we don't have a lot of miles in our
Right.
township. And also population, we don't have a lot of
That's true.
population. So
That's why I'm always saying for the census, get your name out there, for all kinds of reasons, revenue sharing and everything. So, and then we went through that portion where we couldn't. So anyway, that would be my only comment, Bob.
All right. So do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve estimated road work for 2025 as presented by the Antrim County Road Commission.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the estimated road work for 2025 as presented by the Antrim County Road Commission. Any further discussion? If not, Mary, would you have a roll call vote, please?
Sure, Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Merchant,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes?
Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
me, yes.
All right. Number 4 has been removed, so we'll move to number 5. Nomination for Planning Commission as representative of the board. I got a lot of interest from both Jason and Andrew with regards to the open board position on the Planning Commission. Jason has deferred to Andrew to fill that role. Therefore, I make the motion to appoint Andrew Graves to the Planning Commission as the Torch Lake Township Board's representative. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jason.
Well, that was quick.
It has been moved and seconded that Andrew Graves be appointed as the Torch Lake Township Board representative on the Planning Commission. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Mary, will you conduct a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Merchant.
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
me, yes.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Andy. You want to be called Andy or Andrew?
Whichever you prefer.
I mix them up. That way
Yeah,
I
you do.
figure
You
I'm
say Andy and then
covered.
you say Andrew.
At home, if it's Andrew, I know I'm in trouble.
You'll know that here too.
We now hereby know. Very good. Item number let's
6.
see, 6. I will make the motion to nominate Vern Lalone to the Board of Review effective December 18th, 2024 for a 2-year term. He is currently serving. He's also the chairperson. He does a great job during the course of that. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Great. It's been moved and seconded to nominate Vern Lalone to the Board of Review effective December 18th, 2024 for a 2-year term. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Mary, would you conduct the roll call vote, please?
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Merchant.
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes?
Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
me, yes.
And as a side note, to anybody in the room or anybody listening or listening in the future, we have an open position. And we are looking for a third person, so if you're interested, please contact me as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Thank
we-
you.
Mary bailed on us.
Yeah,
I'd still do it. I liked it.
Mary would have been happy to do it.
I did.
Mary was our third board of review, but she can't conduct that role because she's now clerk. So we're looking actively.
Our next item is, I will make the motion to nominate Jackie Peterson to the Board of Review effective December 18th, 2024 for a 2-year term. She has been serving on the Board of Review very well. Appreciate her efforts. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mary?
Thank you.
Okay.
It's been moved and seconded to nominate Jackie Peterson to the Board of Review effective December 18th, 2024 for a 2-year term. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Mary, would you conduct a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Merchant,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
me, yes.
All right.
We're moving right along.
Hmm.
Let's see, Mike, would you like to come up and present the candidate?
Anyhow, Mr. Brink is a paramedic at East Jordan, and he's actually looking at slowing down.
She wants you to speak into the microphone.
He's actually looking at kind of slowing down. He's been a paramedic for almost 30 years. Came from downstate, moved up here about 5 years ago, lives in Petoskey, and he wants on-call, just wants to pick up time. And it's very hard to get on-call people today to do that, and he's wanting to do that for us. And his reference check came back really good. I had a chance to meet with him. Heck of a nice guy. My personal feeling in regards to him, very professional. He is also a level 1, level 2 firefighter. He's also a hazmat instructor. So maybe Kevin might want to use him for something later on as an on-call or whatever. But anyhow, he's really easygoing kind of guy. I'll bring him in and have him meet you on an individual basis, but he's very laid back. So we're getting more applicants because of the situation in East Jordan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but East Jordan is having some severe financial difficulties right now. So a lot of the paramedics are kind of putting out feelers around. Is it to our advantage? Of course. So that happens in the EMS world. So anyhow, I would recommend that you approve him as an on-call paramedic. Apologize for the wording.
On-call meaning, it means that if we need an on-call person to come in quickly or vacations, he's not on a regular, on a schedule is what that means.
Right.
So, we got a couple vacation requests for Easter break already. And so he's already ready to pick up some of those shifts. It's very hard to get on-call paramedics to cover.
We now have a couple
We've
on
got
call, right?
Jason, and we got
Peter.
Peter.
No, actually, his name is Michael. Peter's his middle name.
He's not afraid to drive to work in the snow, is he?
No,
Okay, good.
no. Matter of fact, when I met him in a snowstorm. No, he's not.
Great. Any other questions from Mike? If not,
I'd
thank
like-
you.
I'll read the motion then.
I changed the language, but I'll let you do the motion.
Motion to approve the hiring of Michael Peter Brink as an on-call paramedic effective December 18th, 2024 at the approved on-call paramedic rate.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Andy. Motion has been made and seconded to approve the hiring of Michael Peter Brink as an on-call paramedic effective December 18th, 2024 at the approved on-call paramedic rate. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, Mary, will you conduct the roll call, please?
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Merchant,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes,
myself, yes.
Thank you.
and you'll get all the paperwork to us, Mike?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, last item was added number 9. Sharon, you handed out for the board.
Yeah, I forgot to have it put on the agenda. I'm sorry. It kind of hit me tonight that we needed to do this. I typed it up in this fashion so that I can hand it directly to the banks with having our board meeting time and or date on here. The motion is to remove Kathy Windiate, former clerk, from the Alden State Bank Township credit card and add Mary Merchant, current township clerk, as a replacement for a new card. Application and board motion are required to make these changes, and that was according to the bank. So,
Very good. I will second that.
did I make the motion? I guess I did then, huh?
You did.
You did. You read it. So is everything done for the checking accounts now?
Checking accounts and everything's done.
All been changed?
Yeah, and we don't use that credit card only in emergencies. We use it
Right.
very, very, very little. I don't think Kathy ever used her card, but it's got her name on it, so we need to take care of that. And I've got the full application all filled out. All I need is this and run to the bank and get it settled, go from there, so.
All right, the motion has been moved second. Any other questions, discussions? Mary, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Merchant,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes,
myself, do I count?
and you can't spend the money on it.
No worries.
All right, board. Board discussion. Critical item for us. We do this every December. January is our preparation of the budget for the following fiscal year, 2025-26. What we try to do, we don't do live streaming or recording. People can come to the meetings. They're open. The first meeting is January 6th. We need to do this. It's the pay schedule. We have to prepare the pay schedule so we can pass it at the January board meeting. We then prepare a review of the fire and ambulance budgets on the 13th. On the 20th, the general fund, the liquor enforcement, Torch Bay Nature Preserve. We handle it on that week. That's usually a pretty short meeting. If in fact we get through the fire and ambulance, I'll see how long that might last. We might be able to move something in there and shorten up so that we're only addressing the general fund. And then we have a final meeting. I pull everything together, including the presentation that we'll make to the public at the budget meeting. We go through it on the 27th. That's the final. And then I put together the board presentation for the March meetings. If you can make it, that's great. Sharon?
I have a conflict on the 20th. I don't know if anyone else would. I'd hate to miss that one because it's general fund and everything else, so.
Well, you and I focus on the general fund. I focus with Kevin and Mike on the ambulance. You want to focus on the ambulance and we can have somebody else work in the general fund with me?
Well, we're meeting in person, right, on the 20th? See,
Yep.
and I can't make that date, so I hate missing it.
All right.
Is that because it's Martin Luther King Day?
No.
I think she wants you to change it, Bob.
I know that. I know what she's
And we
pushing
have
for.
changed meetings in the past, and there's
I-
been things that come up along the way,
I
so.
know that. All right. For that third week, anybody have a conflict?
That's the day before the board meeting, too. It's an awfully busy day.
I don't have a conflict then, but
Will you be able to make it that Tuesday? Well, it's a board meeting, so.
Tuesday is the board meeting, so yeah, I'll be there at the board meeting. I could be there Monday too, but if we need to change it,
Nope. We'll change the 21st. Everybody okay with that?
Board meeting 21st?
We got a board meeting
board meeting's the
21st.
21st.
22nd,
Wednesday?
yeah.
If we do it the
Let's
20,
do this. Let's change, we'll move the general fund up to the 13th, and we'll bring the fire and ambulance fund into the 20th.
That's where all the big money's spent.
Sharon, yeah,
That's all right, that way we'll get
she likes
through
the
it.
ambulance.
I hate missing any of them, but
So we're swapping,
We'll swap
just
the,
swapping one for the other.
yeah, so we'll do the general fund, liquor enforcement, Torch Bay, Nature Preserve on the 13th, and fire and ambulance on the 20th. And Sharon, I'll still work with Mike and Kevin to have the budgets done. That way you'll have a chance to review them and prepare your questions, and you can give them to me.
okay.
All right?
I'm a MTA board member, and I have a Kalkaska chapter meeting that night. I can't miss that one. So that's my reason of not being here.
All right. So board, I will be preparing the documents for your review. They'll be in your mailbox. Now send them out in an email on the Saturday before the meeting. That gives you a couple days to review it. And then we'll be prepared to have a discussion. We have nothing for information only tonight. So therefore, citizen comment. Any further comments? Hearing none. Board comment. Sharon?
I would like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm thankful to have a new board members join us today and for the next 4 years. And we'll work together. And I just want to offer, if you have any questions, you can always come and talk to me or Bob or any one of us. So we encourage you to hang tight. It will be a learning curve, but you'll do good. So I just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. Thank you.
All right. Andrew?
yes, thanks. Great to be here. Looking forward to working with everybody in the next 4 years. Anxious to learn a lot and continue helping out the community as much as possible. Do have one very tactical question on that January 20th. There is a planning commission meeting scheduled for that evening. So what time were you thinking that meeting would be? That,
The planning commission's at 7, right?
yeah, so 6:15 would probably, it depends on how long that meeting would be, but that could work.
They go longer than 45 minutes.
Well,
We could go
Well,
at
no.
6.
the 20th is the ambulance and fire.
If it's at 6:15, I guess if we swapped around the times, I saw
Yeah,
that the original item C for general fund did not have a time, so that's why I was asking.
so let's
You want to
we'll do
start?
the general fund, 6:15 on the 13th, and we'll do the fire and ambulance. Can you do like
6, 5:30?
5:30? Mary, 5:30?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
5:30 on the
all right,
20th?
so 5:30 on the 20th.
Unless you want to do it really earlier, and then I can make it.
No, I think-
Uh-oh.
I
Don't make it
I think
Don't make it AM.
I think 5:30 is a good time.
Because I have an
All right.
hour drive.
So
What time
let's
you got to
see.
be there?
I have to be there at 6 and it's an hour to drive over
So
to
you got to leave here by
Kalkaska.
5?
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, I'm wide open. I can do it earlier.
All right, so we're all set. Jason, any comment?
No comment.
No comment tonight.
Merry Christmas.
All right, well, I wish everyone the same, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, and make it safe. We'll see you next year. And with that, I make the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, 7:44.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Who said I out there?
What did you,